I think everybody remembers your most famous WWF title win. You won the Royal Rumble in 1992. We covered that earlier this year in the archives, but you won it again in 1992, September 1st, 1992. So we're right upon that anniversary as well. And of course, everybody recalls your co-main event, if you will, at WrestleMania 8 with you and the Macho Man. But the next pay-per-view that was after that was over in London for SummerSlam. And what a big match that was. We just passed that 30th anniversary of SummerSlam 92 over at the Wembley Arena or Wembley Stadium. You didn't have a match there, but you were still there and strutting and wearing the robe and looking as only you can look.
And a $3,000 bar tab.
Why didn't you have a match there? Do you know?
I read the notes yesterday, and I that was that whole thing in Hershey. Getting back to answer, I can't remember why I didn't have a match. I just don't think there was a match available for me at that point, and I don't know the inner workings may have been that they just weren't getting along with the Warrior. I don't know for sure what happened.
On that show, just context.
I just know that I want to say this at the start of this. I don't think Randy and played out during this conversation ever, until the day he died, got over Liz.
Yeah.
And he had remarried, obviously, and I understand he was very happy prior to the car wreck and the heart attack and all that. But I don't think, while I knew Randy and while we were in the business, he ever got over Liz. And that's a very fair take on my part, because I worked with him during, before, and after.
Did you have conversations with him about Liz, or did he play it all close to?
I did. I did, of course, when we were working together in the '90s, but not later on. I mean, Randy, the Randy Savage that I worked with in the '90s and the Randy that came to WCW were two different people.
Right.
He was 40 pounds heavier. He just wasn't the same guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I know that he looked great. I'm not taking anything away from his look. It was, guys had gotten bigger, but he was probably 35 pounds at least heavier than he was in the '90s. Like when he wrestled, or that might have been the '80s when he wrestled Steamboat, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, when they had that classic at WrestleMania. He just wasn't the same guy. And I don't think, I just think that he loved her so much, and I really felt bad for him on a personal note when she came back at WCW. She married a lawyer for a while in Fort Lauderdale, and then, like so many of us that have been on the road, just got tired of that life. And then she showed up with Lex, and then I can't imagine how hard that was for Randy to go to work every day.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Love of your life. You got to look at her every day with somebody else.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it had to be. So.
Well, it feels awkward to even try to talk about wrestling, but that's what we're here for today.